All right. I think we're live. I think we did
Sweet.
this right. The problem is which screen to look at because there's like 13 where we can see. But anyhow, hi guys.
There.
Yeah, there's a lot of screens. You gotta kind of talk up though so the microphone can hear you.
Much better.
What's going on, Bruce?
Well, we got the last of the orders completed. That brings us up to our cutoff line.
On this Sunday. So we still have a few Sunday orders, I think, to get out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Scoot forward a little bit so they can see your pretty face. This is Bruce. He, for those of you who don't know, he's our shipping manager. He kind of heads up that team. So I've been able to be a little bit more in the greenhouse, which has been really good. Yeah. So I think, but the rest of Sunday we're getting out tomorrow.
That's the plan.
All right, cool. Awesome. So
that.
I think the only other existing orders other than the ones from this week would be the Pink Princess, which if you, not the Pink Princess waitlist people, but the ones who have purchased a previous waitlist purchase, that batch is going out next Tuesday. So if you're in that group, you should have gotten an email today. That'll go out on Tuesday. You guys can text us your questions. Unfortunately, the phone call thing I could not figure out today.
Not happening.
So that I'll keep working on it. Otherwise, you can also use Facebook chat, and we'll try to keep up with that as well. They said thanks for the elevator music. What's funny is that's a local musician in Orlando who made those tracks. So I still have a bunch of them. That was the old that one tour we did. That was some of the lobby music we used for that. So
You could call it elevator music.
yeah,
I put it in my elevator.
yeah, I'd put it when we get an elevator. We're have that in the elevator.
Guaranteed that song will be in our elevator.
I like it. Anyhow, ask us anything, and we'll try to do something real quick, I guess, to go over. So you can text on the screen. Is the number to text. You can text any question to that, and we should be able to get that way. Or Facebook Messenger works as well, or Facebook questions, whatever. The only other thing that, like, housekeeping-wise, the wait list whole thing for the Pink Princess, one person asked a question that's been asked a lot via email, which is, are we planning to do that same thing to the Silver Swords? And the answer to that is yes. We are planning to do that to the Silver Swords. So it's just a matter of time until I can set up that email and format that correctly. But that will happen at some point. Overall, the feedback on the waitlist and doing what we're trying to do with collecting the deposit first so we can know how many people are truly interested, and then from there be able to actually give you your timeline to purchase one. If you want to go ahead and pre-order it and pay the full price knowing when you're going to be able to get it, awesome. If not, that's cool. We'll refund the $10 deposit, and then once we are done with those who want to do that, we'll open it back up and put them on the website as normal stuff. And one of the things that I didn't get a chance to put in that email, but I talked to Bruce about, and Sam too, is the other reason for ending the waitlist. Not only is it a lot of work for me and all the different batches and people missing emails, and I mean, it's just a lot of technology to trust in, but also I want to start doing some really cool stuff with the Pink Princess. Thinking some totems. You heard it here first. So anyways, Marty asked, how's the new deposit idea going? I can put it on screen like that. It's going well. So far, only one person has called me a scam artist, so I didn't tell Bruce about that yet, but so far, so good. We have, I think we're at 600 between deposit and the people who paid the pre-order. So my guess is that we'll hit somewhere around 1,000 out of the 2,800 people who are on the list. So we should be around there. It won't let you send a message to the number. Bruce.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's all Bruce has to say. Oh boy. All right, then ask
boy.
it in this. What's up with the new Peperomia? When can we buy it? Okay, so this is in reference to the Peacock Peperomia that is not... We've had many...
Peacock.
Right. We've had many questions about that, and I'll try to give you my perspective as best I can. So I clarified with the company that we got the plugs from, the tissue culture from, and they say they're not using the name that most of you guys think it is, although I've looked at the pictures. I mean, it looks like...
It looks spot on.
It looks spot on. So I don't know if that means that they're not running the royalties right, or if they're just mistakenly naming it. And also, I don't know if I'm inclined to just put what they call it rather than sell something that it may not be. But from everything I know, it's the same plant. So I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Should we just call it the peacock and people can know, no, it's really this other plant, so that we're advertising what we bought in?
Peacock, also known as.
Or yeah, do we put it in like, or some, it looks very close, similar to?
Similar to.
I don't know what the best way to go about that is, but yes, it does appear to be the same plant from multiple photos and from looking at it very closely. So let's go to Hilda's question. I signed up for the wait list 2 nights ago and I haven't received any info. If it was 2 nights ago, it should have gone out to everybody. But you can always shoot us an email at orders@gabriellaplants.com and we can take a look at it for you and see where you are. But we did pull the master spreadsheet from the time that we also closed people from being able to put their name on it. So we should have everybody, even people who were way old on the wait list that have already been given their plant, we should have all their names. So that's that. There was a question earlier via text. We'll do this at the end. I think that's a good one. That's a good one. We'll do that in a little while. All right, this is a good question. All right, Bruce, this is right up in your wheelhouse. All right, so the question is, I'm on the end of wait list for the Pink Princess. Will pay in full this week. My question is, how do you ship it if the temps where they are high?
Well, for all of you that have purchased from us before, there's a method to our madness. And previously, we've been going with a way that really supports it for cold, but I have some ideas on how to get this to be able to ship in a little bit warmer, more humid time of the year.
Yeah. I mean, and the other thing to keep in mind is that most of what people's concern is on the heat is really the sun baking the box. So the fact that we're putting a layer of anything between the leaf of your plant and the outer edge of the box, that's gonna prevent any of the actual singeing effect of the sun, heating up the leaf. So if anything, we just have to worry about the overall temperature in the box. But our greenhouse was 104 last week. This past week we've had a lot of storms, so it's
felt like about 150.
Well, yeah, because you're swimming in 65% humidity the whole time. But I'm pretty sure they'll be okay.
I'm confident.
We haven't had too many issues with that. And as always, if there is an issue with any order, email us, shoot us a picture, and we'll send out a replacement. I think we sent out 3 replacements for last week.
Yep.
Yeah, it was one of our lowest replacement weeks on record. All right, so we answered that one. All right, Bruce, this is
what is Bruce's favorite plant?
I love that I can just turn this into making people ask you questions and I don't have to do anything.
That works.
I love it.
I answer stuff sometimes.
I love it.
What is my favorite plant? That's kind of hard. Recently, I've been getting into a lot of the more dark and pigment plants.
He's been on a dark plant kick for sure.
So I've been messing around a lot, and I think that probably my new current favorite would be the Mikan.
Yeah, Velvet Leaf is definitely.
It's dark. I like the dark leaf. I like the colors that it does bring out. And recently, I put together a basket that has Mikan all around it with one of the Imperial Reds in the middle.
Yeah.
And the way that those two look right next to each other in the same basket, it's incredible.
Yeah. He's babying that thing. He is so proud of it. It's
I refer to it as my baby.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to turn the fan on in here because it's a little bit warm. All right, let's keep rocketing through. And Kim, the Banda or whatever, that is what we're referring to. So that's what we think it is. But according to our supplier, it's not. But it looks identical to it, and I can't find any other plant that looks anywhere close to it. So I don't know if that means the supplier is not doing something right or not. But I don't know. We haven't made up our mind on what we're going to sell it as. but it will look like the picture we gave to you guys. So at least you can go off visual if nothing else. All right, let's see some other questions in here. When can we buy it was the other part of that question. We haven't ever grown peperomias from tissue culture before. I've done some propagation on a couple like really rare ones we have, the ones in the Philly house. But I haven't ever grown them from tissue culture, so I don't know how quickly they'll spread their roots from the plug to the edge of the pot, because we generally like to have that for shipping. Just keeps the plant together during transit. So as soon as that can happen, absolutely we'll ship it. I think the size is already, I mean, they're a little on the small side, but I think the size is there. It's really just whether or not they root into their pot. So
just a wee bit more time.
Yeah, just a little bit more time. Let's go through. Are there? All right. So this is a question that's semi-relevant. Let's do it. All right. So the question is: are there any other types of plants that you have to get on a wait list for? No. No more wait lists.
0.
None. You can't sign up for a wait list currently. If you were on one of the 2 wait lists, we're going to be talking to you and figuring out the timeline to get you your plants and gauge who's really interested from who's not. But our intention at this point is that, at least for me, the wait list really just so many emails, so many questions about it, which I don't mind, because I mean it's a genuine question from you. I mean, somebody who's been waiting a while. I mean, I think you deserve an answer. But it's also something I don't see really being easily done, given our size. So we're just going to get rid of that. The other thing that I will add to the waitlist thing, and what I didn't get a chance to add in the email, but I will clarify it at some point, the point of us kind of expediting the waitlist and collecting all the pre-orders so we just know exactly how many people are truly interested is so that we can also on the website post when we hope to be able to sell, for example, Pink Princess on the website. And when we go to do that, and starting with the next batch of Jose's and Hoya Carry reverses, rather than say we have 40 ready in a given month, rather than sell 20 twice a month, we're going to try to go to doing 40 once a month, even if it's like phrased as a pre-order with like a 30-day shipping window. That way it's not quite the rush to try to get only the 10 that are included in the inventory update. And so for Pink Princess, that number is more like 200, 250. That way, hopefully, it lasts more than like 3 minutes on the website and more people feel like they can get in on it. Because that's something, I do understand those concerns. I'm trying to do the best we can. But at the end of the day, we can only ship, what we can ship. So that's what that is. All right, moving on. We answered what is Bruce's favorite plant. All right, this is a question I get sometimes. I'll answer this one. The question reads, save. I have the Burgundy Princess and the brand new leaf unfurled. Oh, I gotta do this thing. I remember this last time, guys. All right, now it fits on the screen right. I have the Burgundy Princess and the brand new leaf unfurled to partially bright pink. Does this mean it will revert back to Pink Princess? So the reason that we are calling them Burgundy Princess is because reverted Pink Princess, people still read the word Pink Princess, thought it was cheap, and went for it, and then would email me disappointed that it didn't have pink, despite the word reverted in front of it. So we went to Burgundy Princess, but ultimately what Burgundy Princess is for us may contain some pink. I would say a decent amount of them contain some amount of pink, but with the bar that we've set for what we would call a real Pink Princess and sell under the actual Pink Princess name, that bar is so high compared to most other growers that we offer the Burgundy Princesses, which we're not guaranteeing in any way will continue to have pink, nor should be sold as a Pink Princess in our opinion. But if you get lucky, you get lucky. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them have a little bit of pink on the older growth, but the newer growth is a lot more the burgundy color. And so for that, we say that one's burgundy, and who knows?
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's look for some more questions. What are some new plants you hope to sell? All right, we'll put this up on the screen.
Hope to sell.
Hope to sell or are going to be selling soon? What do we answer?
Realistically hope to sell?
I'm just going to put up this. Go shopping for a minute. If there's anything in there that you see, That I would say is the latest batch of things that are going to be available at some point. I can try to do a little bit further of an explanation if you give me a second. So these down in this bottom here, on the left-hand side of the bottom, those are Alocasia regal shields. These in the middle to the right-hand side now are a new type of begonia, as well as some at the top of the screen. There's a few other. I think the bottom is a very interesting type of aloe, actually, like a feathery aloe. I don't know. It struck my interest, so we went for it. Besides the Alocasia Tiny Dancer, the Alocasia Regal Shield, the new begonias. I think there were a few anthuriums in there. I know we're getting anthurium fingers later in the year. Those weren't available until like September. So we're going to be growing those. Anything else that you can think of right now? We have more, obviously, more of a lot of the stuff that we would normally grow is currently like online and stuff. And the ones that we would sell in our normal inventory we have more stages of that being grown. Anything else? I know we have some of the calatheas that we're featuring right now that we are actually getting in from another family greenhouse that will be growing next year. So hopefully we can bring the cost down on a few of those. Is there anything else that you can think that we have planted right now? Or that we're trying to get?
Not that I can think of specifically.
Yeah. We're always keeping our eye out, though. I mean, Bruce doesn't drive deliveries as much anymore. Sam does, which Sam wasn't able to join us tonight. We extended the offer, but also I don't know where I would have found a third seat that would fit. So he probably just would be back on the futon behind us, which would also be kind of hilarious. But if Sam's still watching, hello. But
Sam.
when we go on deliveries for our wholesale business, we do, get to see a lot of what's available out there at other greenhouses, and we.
Oh, I go hunting.
Oh yeah, when he takes out deliveries, or when either of us take out deliveries, we're really trying to see if there's something we can score. So
there's usually a minimum of about 5 different pictures that I send to Shane of, hey, can we get this plant?
Can we get this?
Oh,
plant?
I saw this on this person's bench. Can we get this plant? Can we get this plant?
Yeah, and I'm already texting back like, how many? But that's also led to some of the cooler things that we've been able to feature, so that's cool. Always trying to order a mic and they always sell out. Sorry, I'm trying to catch back up on comments. Next time, show us how it looked. Take pictures next. I don't know what that's in response to. Oh, the new peperomia maybe. Yeah, we'll take pictures and list them as that. Silver Sword. For the people who are on the Silver Sword waitlist, can you explain how the whole waitlist thing works? I will give this one go. Let's go. So the point of what we're trying to do right now with both waitlists is the waitlists are too time consuming, both for me to send the email out offering you the sale, but then also you only having a week to do it, and then you're emailing me later saying I missed the email, whatever. It's just a lot of work, and people who weren't able to get it to submit right, and then they're months later. So the goal is to eradicate the waitlist. So how we're going to do that is we're going to the waitlist. We're sending everybody who hasn't had a chance to buy one yet an email explaining that over a course of a month, there's 2 steps that we're doing to basically weed out the people who aren't interested. Because right now, every time we send out a Pink Princess batch, less than 50% consistently, sometimes lower than 30%, actually purchase. So that really stinks for the person who's like 1,000 places away, because I'm like, yeah, it's going to be 6 months. And then we sell to a group of 100 and we sell 40 of them or 28 of them. And now all of a sudden that timeline changes dramatically. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, that person who was number 1,000 is like, well, I'm never going to get one, so I'm just going to get one somewhere else. And there wasn't an easy way to remove yourself from the list. There was a lot of problems with it. So we're sending out an email for 2 weeks. Everybody on the wait list, and only those on the wait list, can put a deposit down for $10 out of the $50 cost to make sure that they're counted as real part of the wait list. After that, we'll send all the people who are actually interested by paying the deposit a timeline of when to expect theirs to ship. I'm hoping both wait lists will probably be 3 months-ish. And then we'll ask you to either pay in full to reserve that timeline, or you can forego your spot. We can refund you the $10, and then once once we're done fulfilling the ones that do decide to pre-order it, then we'll be able to offer it on the website, and you'll have just as much of a chance as the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, but total, you have a month to come up with the full cost of the plant. So that's what's going on with both the waitlist, and it will happen with the Silver Sword. We'll probably do them a week apart from each other. So probably just like I sent this one out on Wednesday, probably this next Wednesday we'll send out the Silver Sword, or sometime next week. That way the deadlines aren't all on the same day, because I think I still have 180 something emails I haven't gotten back to. Go figure, when you send an email to 2,800 people, you get a lot of emails back.
Few people responded.
Yeah, so that's most of what I've done today. All right, let's keep moving on. So that's how it's going to work for Silver Swords as well, as soon as I can get time to do it. Hopefully
And
that answers.
don't share your passwords.
Don't share the passwords. Even if it looks like somebody knows what they're talking about, they could be cheating.
We don't like cheaters.
No. But just if somebody has a question, email us and we'll get you the password. We appreciate that. I won't put this one on the screen, but the Fusion White Calatheas, will they be available anytime soon? From what I know, we'll have some more sometime soon. Probably not in the 6-inch, probably the 4-inch, but we will have more, hopefully in the next couple weeks. Do you ever find that the weather of Florida makes growing plants hard? That is a really good question.
Coming from my perspective, I want to say yes, but at the same time, I want to say absolutely not. For the sole purpose of, you're saying Florida. Now, you take
That's true. That's
every other state in comparison, assuming you're strictly talking the continental U.S. How is it growing in Washington? Or how is it growing in New York versus Florida? Florida, we're hot for most of the year.
Yeah.
And so they grow really quick. Now, when we hit winter, that's when things start to slow down. But nowhere near compared to how it would be up north.
But even winter, I mean, we go through what? We went through 3,200 gallons of propane to heat our greenhouses this past winter. That's Florida. So, like, one of our wholesale customers is up in Dayton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, I don't want to imagine that heat bill. I know sometimes if you're a big enough operation with enough, like, startup capital, you can do the, like, geothermal and, like, use that system, but that costs a lot of
That's
money.
a lot of propane and propane accessories.
That is a lot of propane and propane accessories for sure. Hey Jan, so Bruce likes darker plants. Will the Raven ZZs be available anytime? Not at this point. I don't know of anybody who's growing them besides Costa locally. I haven't seen them anywhere.
No.
So probably not.
Unfortunately, a lot of the plants in my favorite category are a lot harder to come by than pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. I'm searching.
Yeah, but Raven ZZs, like a while back, there was the big like push on social media that there was a bunch of them at Publix's. Like, for whatever reason, in Georgia Publix's, not Florida Publix's for the most part, at least from people that I talked to. But Costa is growing them. They're just not growing them consistently. It's not something they send out in every shipment. But if you're not familiar with how, like, grocery stores and that kind of thing, most of them just have a given, like, we'll accept, we have 2 shelves worth of space in our florist department, and we'll accept 36 plants a month. And they really leave it up to Costa, or whoever the distributor is for Costa, to pick what goes in those. So that's why somebody can say, hey, at my local Lowe's, there's a ton of these plants, and you drive to yours and they're not there. Because most of that stuff is sold as an assortment, and you're kind of luck of the draw on whether or not you get it.
That's why you usually can't find a second one when you go.
That's
You
also
go,
true.
you'll be like, oh man, I found this awesome ornata. And then you go the next
Look at
day,
that product placement.
and there's no more.
That is fantastic. All right. Let's see here. So somebody from text asks this question, which I'll answer very quickly. New here, welcome. Any chance of pink Congo in the future? Not at this point. That's not a plant that we have. Have you seen the pink Congo?
Not that I can think of.
I'm ashamed. Imagine a pink princess that goes all pink on the
Okay.
top leaves. That's what it is. I'm assuming they're pretty stable because a lot of people have them, but we don't have any, like, in our greenhouse. We have a lot of plants that you probably don't know we have, that we just have for fun. But that's not one of them. No, I don't have the pink Congo. A lot of the pink Congos are coming imported though, and that's just not something that we've done. So, This is a really good question. I like this question. Are you guys having fun? I hope you guys are having fun. You having fun? You can see how I like doing this, right? This is fun. I like it. Bruce is like, you're insane.
No, this is great.
Just wait till we're live streaming the packing, man.
I mean, that's soon.
Yeah. I can already look at you at a security camera. All right. So the current question up on the screen is, I noticed you have a YouTube page with a few videos up. Do you plan on uploading more videos in the future, maybe on specific plant growing or care tips, that kind of thing? Absolutely, we do. And if you haven't had a chance to check out any of our videos, we'll go ahead and show you one real quick. Hey guys, Shane at Gabriella Plants here. Wanted to go over our ingredients and how we produce your plant here at Gabriella Plants. First, we start with our pots, obviously. Our 4-inch and 6-inch pots, we try to support local business. These are actually manufactured here in Central Florida, and compared to some of the other pots on the market, they're much, much thicker and hold up much better in shipping. So we definitely like these pots. We have them in both green and black. The next step, of course, is to use soil. We get it in by the pallet. Comes in 84 bags per pallet. And on our small 4-inch plants, we actually use this concrete mixer here to mix in our time-release fertilizer. Now this soil does have sphagnum peat moss from Canada, about 75% of the soil, as well as perlite and vermiculite, as well as a wetting agent. So this soil will stay moist. It's very easy to water in, a really high quality ingredient here. We don't try to skimp on the soil. A lot of greenhouses do that, but we've just always thought that it's easier for us to care for the plant if it's in high quality soil, so it's going to be easier to care for at your home as well. Now the next step, of course, like I said, in these small pots, we mix it in this mixer ahead of time, but we use a time-released fertilizer that actually has a special coating on it where the fertilizer will leach out its nutrients to the plant over a span of 6 months. So most of the plants you get here take about 4 to maybe 12 weeks or so to actually root in and get to a sellable size. So you're still talking about quite a few months of fertilizer still remaining by the time you get it to your house. So we try to do that not only to make sure that we don't have to reapply fertilizer here in our greenhouses, but also so that when they wind up in your home, straight from our greenhouse to your house, that they're ready and gonna be vibrant and gonna have plenty of nutrients for the foreseeable future at least. Anyhow, so wasn't that handy? I just had that ready to go. Bruce is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I already have this loaded up. It's good to go, my guy. It's good to go. So, yes, we will do more videos like that. In fact, we got the little Osmo Pocket, which I don't have, but the box is right over there, Bruce. Nope, it fell down. Never mind. But if you didn't see me post about it, it's a tiny little camera, and it makes shooting video a lot easier. In fact, this footage here was shot on it, so this kind of gives you a better idea of how easy it is. Like, this is just me walking around. Those are the new silver swords, as well as it moves to the right here, you can see the pink princess that are next in line to go out. I think we have 60 of them in the batch that's already paid for, and then we'll start going with the wait list. So you can see how easy this is to walk around and keep the footage looking good. So that was part of our requirements for wanting to produce more content, is I didn't want it to just be shaky cell phone footage. I wanted it to be something a little bit better than that. But
especially if it's from me, because I can't take videos.
I could not be a doctor. It'd be this the whole time.
We are not surgeons.
No, we are not surgeons. All right, so we have a couple more questions, and then before we go, Bruce has a special treat for us. He's going to show us the current packaging process. I think he brought all the ingredients, right? You brought all the stuff?
I hope so.
All right. You know how to do it, so it's kind of your job. All right, so the next question. Yes, we will be doing more video. And not only will we post it on our YouTube page, we'll also post it on our Facebook page and stuff like that. This question is, will the Alocasia Tiny Dancers be available soon? I'm not sure what we're going to do in regards to like selling plugs. I know it keeps the cost down for a lot of you guys. I know that it's something that I think is going to be fairly easy to ship, especially something that's Yeah. I mean, the Tiny Dancer is just such a well established. There's so many roots in the bottom of it that I'm not really worried, especially if we put it in like some paper towel to keep it moist. So I'm not worried about that one. The problem is I would say the vast majority of the stuff we get in via tissue culture is a little too small to ship as a starter.
A little sensitive, not ready for shipping.
Yeah, so we may do it more in the future. The Alocasia Tiny Dancers specifically, we'll probably sell another batch of them probably, but we will have rooted 4-inch plants that are rooted all the way through their pot in like 3 to 4 weeks probably. They've been in the ground 2 weeks now, so yeah, something like 6 to 8 weeks probably. Yeah, but as far as most starters, we probably can't do most of the stuff we get from tissue culture as a starter. We've thought about in the past putting the starters in a smaller pot, so the goal of getting them to grow out to their entire pot would be quicker. But at this point, the 4-inch pots are kind of how we organize all the box sizes. It makes it really easy and universal across all of our plants. Plus, 3-inch have a better wholesale market if there's something that we can't sell online. So that's some of the reasons why we stick with doing 4-inch. Adriana wants you to wear an AC/DC shirt next time.
Consider it done. It's in my drawer.
Yeah, he's got it. Still cracks me up about that other greenhouse that sent us the shine down rocks back. Yes. All right. So this person asks, "Hi, do you have any advice on handling mealy bugs or thrips?" I last weekend bought a couple different pesticide options from Home Depot or Lowe's. But I did get a couple different options, and I ran the test batch that's over in the Philly house. So I'm gonna see, in my opinion, how they work. It's hard for me to like give advice on how to treat some of these things because I'm just not aware of what's on like the retail market. We get most of the pesticides we use in like gallon or multiple gallon or half gallon jugs. So, and some of those items, like the one we use for mealybugs most commonly is TriStar, which is available on Amazon, actually.
It is.
The tiny bottles are. It is very pricey, though. But it's pricey because it works.
It's also easy to use.
Yeah.
You're able to mix it up in a spray bottle. Just, dollar store spray bottle. Put in some water. Put in the TriStar. And just spritz.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing is like TriStar is like probably the one exception of the chemicals that we use that's like very safe. I mean, it still has an EPA number, but it's pretty safe, to as long as you're not misting it in the air and then trying to breathe it in. I would not recommend.
Don't purposely breathe it in.
Yeah, don't try to do that. But
not suggest.
Compared to some of the other like solutions on the market where like as soon as the whole time you spray it, you got to wear a gas mask. As soon as you leave, you got to
lock the doors.
Locks the doors.
No one goes in.
Skull crossbones. Nobody can go in for 24, 36 hours at a time.
Armed guards, like everything.
Yeah, full rifles, whole nine, just to make sure that no earthling goes in there. But we stopped doing that a long time ago. One, because it's really not necessary most of the time, and two, there's horses right next door. So like completely fumigating an entire greenhouse right next to horses was not something that when I took over the business I didn't really like to do. So somebody will give us a startup Black ZZ plant. Ooh. We'll talk later. Bruce, maybe
send us an email.
Yeah, send Bruce that email.
Bruce@GabriellaPlants.com. Send that to me, Daisy. We'll talk.
Yeah, he'll talk to you about that. Do you have pitcher plants from Tiffany? No, we don't grow them normally. They're a little more on the fragile side to ship. We have those 3-inch carnivorous plants, which include a couple pitchers that we got in for our local sale every second Saturday. But
unfortunately, they're so delicate that I'd be afraid that by the time you get it, it wouldn't make you smile.
Look at you, man. Such a corporate man. He knows the whole... Yeah, man. Bruce, you're the best. What is my favorite plant?
What is your favorite plant?
I've answered this before. I'll put it on the screen, but... yeah, there you go. My favorite plant's the Rio. Easily. Although, I'm not going to lie. The Tiny Dancer is starting to catch my eye.
It's growing on me as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Just something about, like, the tiny leaf, yet the, like... contrast from the tiny leaf to like the tall stem. I don't know, that's cool because like the Deja Vus are also that like really tall, but it's like an appropriate sized leaf for the height. And I feel like Tiny Dancers just having those tiny little leaves. I don't know. I just really like
They're
it.
growing on me. They should make a song about a tiny dancer.
You got the jokes, my friend. All right, let's try to scroll down because we're like way behind in comments.
Beep beep boop bop.
Somebody's saying on the pink congos are stable. As new leaves come in, the pink leaves go back to green. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've always wondered about that because obviously the leaves underneath them are green. So I assumed that how it worked. Do you plan on selling? This is from Tony. Do you plan on selling additional herbs and veggies? Absolutely. It's just not the season for it in Florida, unfortunately. You can get something to germinate, but it will also go to flower if it's an herb like that. So we'll have to wait. We'll probably plant our fall crop somewhere around, well, my adopted grandfather passed away, but he always said 4th of July. I think that's a little early. But sometime in mid-July, we'll probably plant the seeds, and we'll probably have those to offer sometime in August, September. Because I also realize the rest of the country gets cold a lot quicker than we do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we still have 85-degree days like on Christmas. so we can kind of grow herbs and veggies year round.
Some people dream of a white Christmas. Here in Florida, we dream of a Christmas that's under 90 degrees.
Yeah. If I can wear short sleeves, it's a good Christmas. Or if I can wear a jacket, that's what I meant to say. Kim says, can I come trade labor for plants? That would be a job. And maybe at some point we'll be hiring some more people. We got to figure out, right now we're really at capacity with the space that we have. That's really the issue. But we are working, as some of you guys know, working on a new building, potentially. Trying to get some quotes, and we did check out the whole permit process and figured out all that. But, at the very minimum, one bathroom for the number of employees we have is presenting issues.
It is.
Somebody, Daisy saying, good packaging, Bruce. Robin received her subscription today. Always amazing. Alright, so this is kind of a... Cindy has... I won't put this on the screen because it'll probably be too big, but can you address the silver lace fern care? I bought one somewhere else before you started selling them. The plant seems healthy, and I'm noticing a lot of crunchy leaves. I now have it in a self-watering pot. That's one of the better things to do. The problem with any ferns, the golden moss, the Boston ferns, I would say the exception is probably staghorn, because depending on the staghorn variety, the actual, like, I don't know what you call that, the crown?
We'll go with crown.
The crown of it doesn't like to stay moist. But most other ferns really thrive on constant moisture and humidity. In the wild, a fern would grow somewhere where it knows it's going to receive a constant flow of fresh water, whether that's like on a tree bark or in a small stream. Something like that would be most of their natural habitats. There are obviously the ferns that grow in like swamps. That's a little bit different, but most of the kind of fancier ferns need both fresh water and kind of that constant hydration loop. What are you laughing at?
Heidi.
Heidi says, I think Elton John has a song.
That is correct.
She won it. There you go, Bruce. If only it wouldn't get us ripped from Facebook for playing a copyrighted song, we could all enjoy it together.
I appreciate it, Heidi.
Update.
I'm going to listen to it right after we stop being live.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely listen to that. Robin, I'm not quite sure shipping date on what, so... What's the shipping date, Bruce?
The shipping date. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yes, those are them. That's me in Texas. We can go for a swim after we open gifts. Yep. Pretty accurate. Or in our world, it means we just have more greenhouse to go water. So.
Except usually on Christmas, it rains. That's like every year. It's hot and it rains on Christmas Day.
All right, this person asked that they're semi-local. Would we ever be interested in cuttings of rare monsteras in exchange for tour of the greenhouse and pick your brain? Absolutely. Shoot me an email.
Send us an email.
Don't send that one to Bruce. Send that to me.
No.
Shane@GabriellaPlants.com.
Unless you want to pick my brain about shipping.
That's what he knows about. Silver Sword ship dates. We already shipped the ones that have been pre-purchased, so we'll send out that email sometime mid-next week. Will probably be it. All right, we got like 15 minutes left. Do an hour. Call it good.
Sounds
All
good
right,
to
we still got your packing process to do. One thing I wanted to show, two things we're gonna have tomorrow. One, crocodile ferns are gonna be on the
Crocodile
inventory
ferns.
update tomorrow, so that's gonna be super cool. I'll go ahead and flip this over to this. We'll have crocodile ferns. Those are pretty dope. I really like those. We'll have some of those in tomorrow's inventory update. We'll have a handful more of the Alocasia Tiny Dancers in tomorrow's inventory update. The starters, that is. We have a few Rex Begonias we're going to try to update again rather than Grower's Choice and actually put them out by pictures because we do have a couple groups of the same looking ones. Problem is those come in assorted trays for us, so and like a lot of greenhouses, they don't come tagged. So we do our best to find pictures, but that's about all I can do. And by we, I mean me.
Yep.
The other thing that we're going to have is this strawberry begonia. And they're actually already in bloom. So we're going to have those tomorrow on the inventory update. I think we have 50 of them. So there should be enough for everybody, but it'll be tomorrow night at 8 p.m., just like all of our other inventory updates. The Wednesday one was a little thin because I was a little preoccupied freaking out that I sent an email to 2,800 people. So, but tomorrow's inventory update will be big because at this point we're nowhere near shipping capacity for next week.
I need more boxes.
He needs more boxes, people. Order the plants. But yes, there'll be some new stuff tomorrow as well as some refreshing of some old stuff. Bruce, Maria's reminding you to get the spiral cactus.
We're looking.
She was the one who bought your crazy looking cactus. Bruce bought this one cactus and was like, man, I'm really curious who's gonna buy this one because this thing is funky.
I loved it.
And I think Maria was like, almost like she had just a mission to only, like that was like locked eyes. She was in on it. So
I like the way you think.
yeah, we'll keep. Look, people are singing in here, "Hold Me Closer," Tiny Dancing.
That's right.
Yeah, man, you guys are so good. Will we be selling the reverse Hoya carry? Absolutely. It'll probably be. We have the largest batch planted right now that we've ever planted, so we'll probably have 80 sometime
Quite a few.
They take a while to root in, but probably mid-July we'll have a pretty big batch of them. We'll talk more about it on social media though, as we get closer. Margie has some crocodile ferns. I really love them. Cindy's excited for the strawberry begonia. Yeah, Cindy also loves funky cacti. Metallica rocks. All right. Any other questions? Did we miss any questions that I know of? I think we're getting close. Tell you more about the blue pothos situation. Well, I bought one 6-inch from an amazing seller online, a hobby grower, and that 6-inch then became a 6-inch and two 4-inch, and now we have the 6-inch, the two 4-inch, and 10 more 4-inch that are rooting in. So no, we're probably not going to sell those 10. My goal is to maybe be able to offer them more in August, September. I want to get to having like 50 of them before I feel comfortable like selling a small batch. So, but we do want to grow them. Things like that, particularly like those types of pothos and like some of the other Hoyas and stuff. The reason like for the Hoya Daki, for example, like the reason we're not selling them right now is if we sold them right now, they would have to be so like pricey. Just because we only have 10 of them, and it's going to sell out in 30 seconds if we make them for $20.
Oh yeah.
So to gauge people's interest, we would try to raise the price somewhat, but I feel bad if like we gouge anybody for it, even though it's not really available anywhere. So instead, we're just kind of not selling them to grow up stock, so that hopefully next year we can not only sell them at a cheaper price, but have enough of them to go around. That's kind of the game plan with most stuff. So if there's an item on the website that we only sold once or twice, a very small batch, it was most likely used as a way to test whether or not they were popular, so we could justify growing them more, like the Daki. I mean, we have quite a few of those growing right now. So yeah, we're almost time for your Bruce pack job. Perfect, just in time for my birthday. You guys rock. Yeah, we're definitely working on those blue pothos. I'm really excited. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Do you know what they're talking about? All right, just make sure you know. All right. Any other questions? You know what? Go ahead and get your questions in. I am going to put this back on the photo so I can change this camera around so Bruce can show you the current way we pack. Now, of course, this process is normally done by 3 people, not Bruce by himself. But let me get back to. All right. So let me give me 1 second, guys. We are showing the packing process. Awesome. All right. All right, Bruce. You,
All right.
You ready to go? I can switch this over. All right. Now we talk about non-steady hands. I'll do my best. I do my best job.
All right, so this Ornata starts out right off of our bench. We start
in
out
the greenhouse.
In the greenhouse. We
Straight
move it
from-
into our office,
Yeah.
and we start out with this polyester fiber fill, and we try to bring it around the plant to cover as much soil as possible without damaging any of the leaves. We want to then tuck it in to the soil so that it wants to stay in place and not just fall right out and make a whole mess. Nobody likes a mess.
No.
Then
We try to get better at the no mess thing.
Then from that point, we have this plastic sleeve that we drop the plant all the way down to the bottom.
All right, before you go any further, show them how to unpack this sleeve again. Because I've shown this on Instagram, but for those of you who missed
Gotcha.
it.
So, for unpacking it, we've seen some people try to cut it up like this. But unfortunately, people have cut their plants doing that. We suggest just pushing it out of the bottom and bringing
look at
it
that. Like
all the way right up to the top.
Like a pro. That's incredible.
And so now we are back to having it in our sleeve. Then from that point, we would put a rubber band on it. But I seem to have lost my rubber band that I brought for my example. So we're going to pretend that there's a rubber band that then sits on top of the
very
fiber
loose
fill.
rubber band though.
Not tight.
Just enough to give to help solve the problem with this polyfill and the entire pot kind of coming up during the packing process.
Then after that, we go into we call it hard plastic, which is really just a foam, which going into our summer shipping. This foam is a lot more thick than our previous one. And so with this, one of our ideas that we've come up with is to do away with the sleeve in total and switch to doing just the thick plastic so that it's not going to trap in as much moisture in here when it gets hot, which could potentially damage the plant, but still give it as much protection from the heat as possible. So from there, we go ahead and wrap it up, and we use shipping tape to go ahead and get it nice and tight
It's
around the
obviously
pot.
harder to do this without your dispensers and things that are normally on your desk.
Yeah, my desk has a lot of stuff. And then we get another layer of tape also right on the top. And so the plant comes to this stage. And so from there, it gets handed over to the next guy. And the next guy will make our box, which this one is already made up. He will take
The stickers are right there, my friend.
Ah, the stickers removed.
Listen, Bruce did his best job. He may have forgotten the rubber band, but he brought everything else, I think.
So the next guy goes ahead and takes this sticker here and places it on the box, so it is one of the very first things you see once you cut this bad boy open. Then from that point, sorry if that was loud, they go ahead and place the plant into the box. Conveniently, the hard plastic is 12 inches long, as is the width of the box, so that there's no crushing.
Yeah.
No
Even
chance
if
of
there's
it.
and all the different box sizes are all measured to that 12 inches as well, so that even if we have to do 4 or 5 boxes, it's the same.
Same thing. So then from that point, we go ahead and add in our pack by card and our unboxing guide.
Yeah, these are new. And on the back of the unboxing guide is our refund policy as well, in case you were curious.
And then comes the
Look
invoice.
at him. He knew not to put anybody's address on the web. Look at
And
this.
for those of you that are in California, the reason why we are able to ship to you, unlike some people, is we are certified to.
Yeah. We got all the nursery stock inspections and all that stuff.
So then you get the invoice in there. You close up the box.
Yep.
And we just upgraded, which I'm not sure if we'll be keeping it, but we got reinforced tape.
Mainly for the bigger boxes, probably what they'll end up being used for.
Oh, yeah. Because this tape, let me tell you, doesn't like coming off.
No, I could not rip it apart yesterday. I'm actually a little terrified that our customers will need like a box knife to be able to get into the package. But
please be careful unboxing your plants if this tape is on it. Anyways, so once you have that on there, we'd go ahead and set it on our scale. And we'd go into our computer, select the size and weight of the box, and it will give us our shipping label.
Yep.
Place that guy right onto the box. Now, in some states, we don't always use the stickers, but in most we do.
Because although and to clarify on that, the reason we sometimes don't use the stickers for a given state is because although we have inspections for every single state, if you put anything clearly indicating it has plants, it gives them the right to inspect it, even if we are 100% in compliance, which can slow down your box's arrival time. So if you're in a state that's known, or even like a city that's known to have that thing where they stop boxes pretty consistently. There's 2 cities I know of in California that, like, if there's any indication it's a plant, it's getting stopped, it's getting opened, which they have every right to. In fact, on the states that require, or we have to consent to them being able to inspect the box, there's a little thing at the bottom that will say, okay, for parcel inspection on your shipping label, on the postage label, just to give them the rights to do that. Otherwise, they have to call us, ask us for permission, or ask you for permission. But we are in compliance with all that. We have all the stamps, but we try to just not give them any reason to stop it if they don't have to. So, all right, let's see people's reaction to that. That was fun.
So yeah, there you have it. That is a Gabriella Plants packing.
Yeah. And you got 3 people helping you, sometimes 4. All right, let's get down in here and see if there's anything to do with shipping specifically. All right, let's just read from here. What's the craziest thing you've done to get your hands on a particular plant? I don't think I've done anything too crazy. I don't think so.
Not that I can really think of.
I mean,
that would fall under crazy. I
mean, from other growers, I've offered to pay more money than what they're asking for, if that means I could get a larger quantity. We've done that. I don't know if you call that crazy, though. I don't think I've done anything crazy for a plant. Crimson Princess I got from the sale are growing like crazy. 2 of her best Hoyas. Awesome. When will you restock the Monsteras? We have a pretty big batch of them, 30 of them or something like that. Probably 4 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. We're getting close. Is it possible to propagate this alocasia? I don't know. I don't know that alocasia. So, sorry I can't help you with that one. Will you ever sell the Cissus Discolor vine? I'll go ahead and put that in the questions real quick, and then we're almost done. Got 5 minutes left. This has been fun.
This has been awesome, guys.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Oh, look, it doesn't fit on the screen. Bruce is enamored by all my computer things. All right. Will we ever sell this? This is Discolor. You know what that is, right? The purple and yeah. We can. The problem, we sold them over winter, like right before Bruce came on full time. We were shipping a couple of them because we do have enough to plant some, but they didn't like the cold at all. Like most of our plants, especially with heat packs and the right, padding between the plant and the heat pack and all that, especially once you came on board and we figured out how to put it in corrugated paper, that whole deal. But the Cissus did not like being shipped. I don't know if that changes with summer though. So we don't have any currently growing, but I would definitely be open to planting some.
I'm going to label that as to be determined.
Yes. Remind me to plant some. That's a talented painter. Oh, yeah, my painting. I forgot to move that. That is a crazy story. That was my first job ever. The person who worked with me a lot was like a painter. Most of her other paintings are even weirder than the one of me is, by a long shot. But that got featured in some art museum for like a month and won some prize. And afterwards, at the time, I was trying to get rid of some guitar pedals because I'm a musician. and her husband wanted some of those, so we kind of swapped out painting for pedals. So my wife hates it. When I lived by myself at my grandparents' house, right around the corner, like literally 30 seconds from Brooks, or from Gabriella on Brooks, right around the corner. I had it on. It had a big fireplace, like a standard fireplace,
Right on the mantle.
Right on the mantle. It was fantastic.
Wherever you were in the room,
I feel like
he was
should,
looking at you.
I feel like we should show it just in case people forgot it. You want to grab it real quick? This is crazy. I don't even know why I'm showing you guys this, but we'll do it. Can you get it?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. You knocked out my trash. All right. Yeah. That's me. What's hilarious is up until last year when I finally threw it away, I still wore this shirt. And this was like, I was 18, 17. It's probably 6 years ago. Anyways.
I think that's now going to be the backdrop for every video.
It's
just going to be peeking out at you guys.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird painting because whatever angle you look at it, it looks like I'm constantly maintaining eye contact with you, so it makes you kind of uncomfortable. What's the most important thing I have to do when I get the Pink Princess? What should be the best place as far as sunlight goes? As far as sunlight goes, they like high indirect light, but they don't like to direct sun at all. So a good balance is there. I actually talked to another customer on an appointment call earlier, and I suggested that they do make, if you only have a window where like you're getting really solid sun coverage the entire afternoon or whatever for a longer period of time than you feel comfortable with, the baby car, the car window sunscreen things. Whatever they call it. You know what I'm talking about. When you put it on the side of the car and it's a screen with the pull down. They make those for homes, like in dimensions that would be normal windows. And you can get them at varying thicknesses, like varying amount of how much it reduces the light. That might be an option too. I want to explore that and maybe put that as a link, like an Amazon link or something on our website at some point. But the biggest thing is keeping them moist. If their leaf size starts coming out really small, it means you either need to increase their humidity in the room or start misting them occasionally. Make sure that you're keeping them moist. What are you laughing at?
Tank over here, he says, well, since it's ready to go, he'll just send us his address or her address. I'm sorry. Yeah. And we'll just send it right away.
Yeah, it's got a blank label right now, but we could put somebody's name on it. We got more ornatas on the website, GabriellaPlants.com. So hopefully that answers your what's most important about the Pink Princess. So much TLC that goes into packaging. That's all this guy. He's really letting me catch up on the Pink Princess waitlist too. Like I have spent more time in the greenhouse the past 2 weeks than probably since the beginning of the year.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, so I've been able to plant a lot of things. This person, Robin, you want to read her feedback real quick? And then we'll get out of here.
Y'all do an amazing job. Please don't lose the sleeve. If you lose that, you'll lose the rubber band. And in my experience, it goes a long way in keeping the soil in the pot. I'm with you, Robin.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm going to find a way.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to, for sure, remove it, but I'm going to find a way to try to be able to get better airflow to the plants.
Yeah, and part of the sleeve, too, at least like when I first came up with the process, that, of course, Bruce has made 10 times better now, but was to also, for the people who are putting it in the hard plastic, just to have something that was guiding the leaves upwards, like if it was a Hoya, for example. That way it's way harder for us to crush while we're packing it. So it serves a double purpose. But so far, I mean, we've shipped to South Florida, plenty hot. And
we've shipped to Hawaii. We shipped to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. And we saw, remember the post I made in the group the other day about not having a South Dakota?
I shipped a box to South Dakota yesterday.
Bravo, people. Bravo. Whoever that was in South Dakota. I don't remember their name.
I don't remember either.
But yeah. I haven't seen the rubber band. Yeah. Julie, we did do the rubber band for that exact reason. I literally came into work one day and was like, hey, let's put a rubber band on the sleeve. See how it goes. And it's been one of the best.
Check your next box. I'm pretty sure that one's included of when we started doing the rubber bands.
Yeah. Yeah, we love being genuine, Ashley. All that. Great picture. Miriam's in here roasting me. You're in the other room. Anyhows. Well, that's been fun. Looking forward to tomorrow's inventory update, 8 p.m. as normal, Eastern time. If you have any other questions, if it's about shipping, you can email Bruce. or
Bruce at GabriellaPlants.com.
or orders at GabriellaPlants.com. That way we can both see it if we need to. And Shane at Gabriella Plants is the way to get in touch with me. Also, in the future, you're welcome to use the phone number that is on the screen to leave voicemails. We won't be picking those calls up most of the time just because we just don't have enough people. Like Bruce's 3 people are packing. If they're there for 8.5 hours, they're packing for 8 hours and 20 minutes of that.
Yep.
They're busting it. And when I'm in the greenhouse, sometimes if you have gloves on, depending on what I'm doing, it's hard to answer the phone. So, but if you leave a voicemail or shoot us an email, we'll try to get back with you guys. So it was fun. Hope you guys have an amazing night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on the inventory update.